Hello and welcome to the Mortal Kombat Minute, the podcast where we go through the 1995 film Mortal Kombat one assaulty battery minute at a time. I'm Phil Casper from philcasper.net.
I'm Spanish from GameFixShow.com.
And we are on minute number 4. It starts with Sonya just still battering her way through the crowd of metalheads.
I love that.
And it ends with Shang Tsung starting to give Kano a stern warning.
Oh my God. Obviously that's the beginning and the end. Let's get into the minutia of this minute. After Sonya kind of does her thing and starts hitting more and more people, it kind of does like a close-up on the stage area, I guess, where the band is playing.
Yeah, it's a raised stage.
Mother's Day Out.
Yeah, it's like a cage match that they're having right there or something, like just rocking out with barbed wire around them.
I like how the guy wearing the lights on his head is kind of like the DJ from Blade. I think we mentioned Blade in the last episode. Like how how he's got the lights on.
Right.
Why is that? It must be a 90s thing because I don't see that anymore today. So yeah.
Most everyone's wearing black in the crowd.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Except for one guy. There's one guy like facing the opposite way, like facing towards the camera, and he's just in white. I'm like, I don't.
And he was probably the guy that got the donuts that day for their. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, or you know what? Like, or you know what? Or he's the security.
Oh yeah, there's that.
I'm gonna go with security. I'm going with security. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. Okay. So anyway, but once we see that, the camera kind of turns around and focuses on a new character that so happens to have an Australian accent, and he is known, and he also his namesake is my cat's namesake, Kano, played by Trevor Goddard, and he was pretty. Kano was, to me, almost typecast in this movie. I mean, it was like this is absolutely Kano. Everything about it was Kano to me.
Well, and it's interesting that you bring that up.
Yeah.
Because whenever I hear like Kano deliver those first lines, and he closes the phone, he's like, "She's here, right on time." Like, it seems like such a. Whenever I first thought, I was like, "Is this British or Australian?"
It's absolutely Australian. Yeah.
Well, it turns out I was technically right on both counts. I love being technically right because Goddard is actually, even though he's playing an Australian and doing an Australian accent, he is actually British.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So he was doing obviously the accent, which is done pretty well. I'm not
still done pretty well, yeah. But it wasn't fooling any Australians, I think.
No, I probably not. But I mean, no, it wasn't fooling anybody that watches or that plays Mortal Kombat that this is an actually great movie.
Right, but
it's a great movie now. How's that?
Yeah, and it was good enough of an accent that the Mortal Kombat franchise actually retconned Kano to be Australian instead of his original nationality in Mortal Kombat 1, which was American Japanese.
Oh, okay. So that's just because of the how they have to get like the Japanese like translations for video games and stuff. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. Sense.
And
okay, so anyway, he gets a phone call, and pretty much the phone call is from one of his lackeys or whatever, telling him that Sonya Blade is here. So that's where let's get to that point.
Yeah. And then, he's just looking out into the crowd, saying like she's here, and that he loves punctuality in a woman. And then he turns to reveal half of his face, which is not there. It's replaced with this metal, this complete metal eye patch, which is very appropriate since they're at a metal concert. Now that I come to think of it. And that glowing red eye, I'm like, how does he see out of that eye? Or does he just not see out of that eye?
Well, it's computerized. That whole side of his face is computerized. It's referred to as his bionic eye, actually. Okay. So like he can actually see through that. Like that is definitely an eye. And according to actual like Mortal Kombat lore, it's actually X-ray vision mode that he can turn on with that.
Oh.
So he could see through things, but obviously that they don't really get into it that deeply in this movie. But as far as the actual, Mortal Kombat lore, that should be an X-ray eye. Like he can use that thing. Huh. So yeah.
Well,
not only that, but if you play the game, he actually shoots a laser out of it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
That's another thing. So it's a multi-used cybernetic eye in this case. But yeah, there you go.
I wonder where he got that work done. Like,
I don't know.
Is it from the same company that ultimately gave Jax his bionic arms later? Like in the next.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Kano's actually from the Black Dragon, like that organization. So he is a mercenary that kind of works for them. And yeah, but I think it's infrared vision too. So like it kind of you could do multiple things with it. Okay. But yeah. So because he sustained some kind of believe. Oh yeah, that's exactly what it was. He actually, the reason why his eye is like that is because Jax did it.
Oh, okay.
So that's the actual, so he kind of has a thing for Jax, but at the same time, Jax really wasn't in the movie that much. At least this,
not this one. Yeah.
No. So anyway, so yeah.
So Kano turns and then he asks a question to an off-screen second party. He's yeah, don't you, Mr. Shang Tsung? And this is the first time that we actually hear Shang Tsung's name.
Yes.
And then we go over and see a shot of the villain himself, the Chan killer.
The Chan killer.
The Chan killer.
Yeah, the soul. How about the Soul Stealer?
The Soul Stealer. Yes, much better than Chan killer.
Yeah, well, that's in general, I guess.
Yeah. But he's just sitting there like stewing in the dark. Like it's so like just cliche. I'm still loving the clichéness of all this as we continue down. He's holding something, but I don't know what Shang Tsung is. I think it's going to be made clear in the next minute, but you can't really tell exactly what he's holding. But he's playing with something in his hand as they're chatting.
And well, he kind of says a couple of things like, what do you say something about it, like maybe we can go on a honeymoon, doesn't
Kano's like, well, okay, so they're chit-chatting back and forth. Shang Tsung's explaining his plan, like that Sonya has to be on that ship. And
so obviously Kano's working for him. That's where
Kano is working for him. And then Kano just makes a quick little quip of, hey, maybe we can get a private cabin and have our own little honeymoon.
Honeymoon cruise. Yeah. That's what it was.
Yep. Honeymoon cruise. Yeah. And then this is where also Kano lifts up that grate and throws it off. I thought the grunting was a little bit, like forced almost.
I guess it must have been a heavy grate in this case.
Yeah. In the draft of the screenplay that I have, it's supposed to like, he's supposed to like shove away like this really big, huge box, like storage box or whatever, that to expose the grate, and then lift off this huge grate, like just to show his immense strength. But that would take too much time, I guess. So they just had him grunt really loudly to throw this grate away to hopefully be like, he's big and strong. And
like it's like that grate is very heavy. In other words,
like it was actually welded to the floor and he just broke all the welds. And, maybe it would have been better if he like to show his strength by him just bending the grate with his bare hands, like because it's pretty thick metal grate.
Totally.
It looks pretty heavy, I guess. I don't know, but he just tossed it.
But as far as movie magic, you could do a lot with sound effects.
Oh yeah. So no excessive grunting needed.
No, but in this case,
but yeah, as soon as Kano suggests that, hey, how about Sonya and I hook up while we're on the boat, then he starts to get half of a warning from Shang Tsung before we cut off at the minute.
You could tell that Shang Tsung is not he knows that he's going to be able, he's using him.
Yeah.
because then we find out kind of why later. But like he's using him to get Sonya on that boat.
Right. And so, I don't well, I'll save that. I guess I'll save this for a later minute, but like, I don't really understand the need for Shang Tsung to do this much manipulation to get these specific fighters onto the boat. I mean, I know. So
I mean, he doesn't have to do it himself.
What's that?
He doesn't have to do it himself then.
Right.
Because he's that powerful. He doesn't need to do it.
Okay.
You were that powerful. Would you do things on your own all the time? I wouldn't.
I don't know.
Go do that. You go make me pie.
I don't know. He's a good manager. He just delegates and tells him to go and do it.
I wouldn't say good, but yes, manager for sure.
He's a good manager of evil. There we go.
Best. I like it. I like it a lot.
And so that half threat that we have near the end here is if you so much as what?
So much as what?
So much as what?
I guess you're gonna have to find out in the next episode.
Yeah, because that's the end of my notes. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, this is good. This is good.
Right, well, I guess that will end this minute.
Yes,
and yeah, and I guess we'll have to see you next time, because I'm Phil Casper.
I'm Spanish,
and this has been Mortal Kombat Minute.